Okay, I'd love to talk to you a little bit more about the system prompt. This video is going to be evolutionary, meaning that I know I will re-record this. So this is just for this moment in time, kind of what we have as a system prompt because it will continue to evolve. I do play with ChatGPT quite a bit, and this was my best attempt for getting started with how to make this easy for you. If this isn't your thing, if you're not interested in using this with ChatGPT, you don't need this video. But if you want to use ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or any of the AI models, this may be helpful to you. Obviously, if you are very well versed in these tools and you use them all the time, perhaps this is not helpful for you. But if you're just getting started or you just want to gain some insights, this may help you. It took me probably a day to create this prompt with a lot of testing, seeing what worked, what didn't, how to really fine tune it. So I did put some time into it. It may save you some time. And we'll go through, I don't know how long this video will be, but we'll go through these different sections just so you kind of understand them. In general, one of the most important things you need to give these LLMs is context. So they understand the context that you're asking questions in. So the context is really right here. It says, start here, follow all of these instructions. And it starts with about really global. Like, what is really global? It needs to understand the context of what this platform is, who it serves. It then says about this request, right? I'm a care provider on the Really Global platform, and my goal, right here, my goal is to create compelling, engaging, conversion-driven profile page that encourages potential clients to book my services, right? You're giving the ChatGPT or Claude or whoever it is, what's the intention that they're trying to write with? Now, all of these things are customizable. You may not like that intention. You can change the wording of this prompt. This is what's great. And it talks to them a little bit about, well, what are the sections on the page, right? If someone clicks on my image on a search results page, they will go to my profile. And these are all the sections within my page. So you're giving the LLM, oh, here's how the page is constructed. And these are the types of modules. Now, the order of these modules right here is just the default. If you just picked one after another. Some people will do that because it's simple. But if you want to really customize this, once you pick all the modules that you want to use, update this system prompt, right? You might have used module 1 2 times or 3 times, or maybe module 1 is actually last. So this will be a section that you'll want to customize for yourself so that the writing is precisely the right length and the right title, the right length for that particular module. And some modules, right, don't even have text through their videos or their images. So I would say spend a little time if you really are interested. This is just an instruction about what you want the LLM to do. So what do I want? Use this information provided. I want you to write me a compelling, conversion-driven profile page that includes the following. So it's giving, now these are the instructions, right? And this actually uses different prompts, right? This first prompt right here is based on the information provided, create a complete profile page for me. Include a title, 6 key services, I'm reading right here, and 4 module descriptions. Use my profile attributes as differentiators. However, you might go, you know what? I don't actually even like that prompt. The prompt is, here's the exact structure. Here's what I'm asking you to do, right? That's the prompt. The second optional one says, create a compelling profile page, create a compelling profile description for me. Make sure it emphasizes my unique value, including 3 to 4 of my most important attributes, and invites clients to book, right? And then the third one is different. But you could write your own system prompt, your own custom prompt right here, just in this space. And the LLM, the way this is written, will use exactly what your prompt is instead of this first one. If you don't write anything, it's going to use the first one. But you could just write a new number one, or insert the first one right here, and that's what it's going to use. I just added these actually right before I turned on my video. These are actually blank. So in the real system prompt, these are blank. I added the ones that would be a priority to me because I actually cut and paste this into ChatGPT and Gemini right before I clicked the record button. So, these were the ones that I wanted to prioritize for me. And yet these are blank. The system prompt is blank here, and you're telling the system prompt to pick what you think are my priorities. I do recommend to think about this yourself so that it really captures you instead of kind of a generic you that it's making up. What are your primary attributes? And then down below, it's going to include all the details. So all of the system, when you click that copy button, will pull all the attributes that you selected in your setup process and then include those. So this is definitely not the definitive prompt. This is something we're shooting with out of the gate. And you can change this as much as you want or not change it at all. And of course, over time, it would be great if folks share their system prompts for inside the school community. I will continue to play with this to see, what we can get out of it. And obviously, once the LLMs continue to improve like they are, it's just going to get better and better and better. And of course, if you don't like the output, change it, right? It's just a way to have, to bounce ideas off, to get to, you might like things, you might not like things. You may go back and forth with ChatGPT for an hour before you love it, or maybe only 5 minutes. There's really no right answer. It's just what's right for you. And then, of course, there's going to be some of you out there who just love writing. You're good at writing. You've been writing for years about yourself, about being a coach or a therapist or a mentor, and you do it all by hand, and that's great too. There's no right or wrong. So I just wanted to take a little bit more time to go through this with you in case it seems intimidating, that you don't know what these sections are about. There is different output. Let me copy this real quick. There is different output depending upon the model that you used. I just threw this into Gemini before I clicked record. As I said, this is what it produced. ChatGPT, whoops, I didn't do this one. Let's just paste it in here. And then this is actually 4.0. And then I also opened up O1, which is, at the time of this recording, a new model. And I did this a couple of times recently, and they definitely produce different results, right? So Claude is going to produce something different. O1 or 4.0 from ChatGPT is going to produce something different. Gemini. And every single time, right, it's going to be unique. So what's unique about O1 is it thinks longer and harder. Look, you can still see it, down here, thinking, because it's putting more time into it. Where 4.0 is just going to crank it out, right? It just cranked out all of these. Here's the strategy for the page. Here's where the suggested titles, the 6 key services, and then here's the content. And I did not change the ordering of the modules. So if I kept them exactly like this, here's all the content for the modules, and then some calls to action, and a summary. So, it's really helpful as a guide. And look at O1. It is just thinking and thinking. And maybe it's not going to respond by the time I finish this. Oh, here it goes. I was going to turn off the video before it's done. But I have run this a few times with O1, and it actually comes back to me. You know why? I put my priorities in here, my attributes. When I had no attributes in here, O1 actually said, what are your primary attributes? It wanted to know before it would even write something, whereas 4.0 did not do that. So here you go. It's going to be unique. Every time it's a little bit unique, but I just think this is a help. I love going back and forth and having this help me fine tune my own thinking. It challenges me to read something and go, no, that's not me. Help me word it like this. And it really just helps me capture myself, right? And yes, I certainly can do that on my own, but sometimes for the sake of speed or efficiency, this can be super helpful. So I hope this was helpful to you. This is certainly a work in progress for all of us as we're learning how to use these tools and applying them in our lives. It's an exciting time, and of course, very personal, right? So I support you in whatever you choose to do, and I'm really just trying to give all of you tools and support to make this easier for you, and because, yeah, we really want these pages to be amazing, gorgeous, personal, connecting, so that clients can really, really find who they're looking for, and so you can really attract exactly who you want to work for or work with. So thank you so much for hanging in here if you've stayed this long. And like I said, I will continue to update this over time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.